Welcome to Beacon of Truth Tarot. My name is Laurel. This is going to be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anybody who has Cancer strongly in their chart. If you're interested in entering a drawing to win a free personal reading from me, just be subscribed to my channel and leave a comment below. You can enter the drawing up to 12 times by commenting on all 12 videos in the series. Okay, today I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Krans, in case you're interested in finding the deck. What do we have today for Cancer? Okay, Cancer. Starting out, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Well, that's a whole lot of confusion. Okay. Starting out, you have the Seven of Wands. It's in reverse, but let's talk about it upright. Normally, this is a position of defending yourself, but in this deck, it talks about your inner flame and lighting the candles of others. I take this as a matchstick, lighting the candles of others. So your inner light is dim, may or may not be lighting the candles of others. The Nine of Wands in reverse, when it's upright, this is holding on to our commitments at all costs, regardless of the hardship. And in reverse, not being willing to do that. So there's something about your inner light is being dimmed, which makes you want to give up. Something like that. Coming in with it, you've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is in a position other than you. Might just be in your greater environment, but this is an untruth and non-clarity when it's in reverse. Okay, in your world, you've got the Six of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse. That's interesting. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles upright falls in your position of who you are. This is a balanced give and take, wanting to be fair and equal. It does speak, though, to the energy circuit between you and your higher power or higher self. So you have this upright in who you are. So you do have some sort of free-flowing give and take. In your position of control, you have the Empress in reverse. So this is not being able to manifest something. It's not... can be not understanding manifestation. It feels more like you're coming out of a position of non-manifestation, and it feels right now like you're coming out of this potential and going to be moving into something in the real world, which also is spoken to of this Six of Pentacles. It's the potential and then letting it flow into manifestation. And it feels like your control in this is getting rid of the potential and starting to flow into manifestation. That's what it feels like. In your immediate environment, you've got the Star and the Father of Pentacles. This looks like there's something coming in your environment, or has just come in your environment, that seems very solid and stable. That's the Father of Pentacles. Like, they have their shit together. They have the coin. They have their earth world nice and solid. That's coming out with the Star. And the Star is our guiding light. It's hope. It's believing the best in something. This is in their position of control over you. So it looks like somebody is selling you something that's very stable, but it may not be, because the basis of it is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I think that in your environment, there's something that looks really good, and you're hoping it's good, Star, but it may actually be based on fallacy. Okay. What you've done with it. You've got the Moon in reverse, the Daughter of Swords, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, the moon is in reverse, falling in a position of what you want. So you want what was unseen to be seen. You want to understand. You want to know the truth of something, and it's probably tied to this Ace of Swords in reverse, because in your confidence position you have the Daughter of Swords. This is an initiating mental energy, and falling in your confidence position, it's like you are beginning to figure out what it was that was unseen now being seen. But this moon in reverse is what you want. It's what you're going after. So I think you are actively trying to figure out something that you didn't know before. In your current position, you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So upright, the Ten of Wands is the burden of the master. It's taking on something difficult in order, because you can, because you must. It might be tied to this moon in reverse where, like, once you come out of denial, you can't go back into denial. Now you have this in reverse. Interesting I say the word denial, because here, the Nine of Wands in reverse, I have another deck, the Tarot of the Spirit, and the Nine of Wands in that deck is called the Screen, and when it's in reverse, like you have here, it's coming out of a denial. Your current position is that you don't want to face it, because you've got the Ten of Wands in reverse. You don't want to deal with it. I'm not sure you're going to be able to maintain that, though, because in your confidence position, you have an initiating, figuring out energy with this Daughter of Swords. And what you want is to see what's unseen. Okay, in your greater environment, you've got the Five of Swords in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. That's interesting. Both of these have a flavor of letting go. The Four of Pentacles especially is letting go, because upright, the Four of Pentacles is how things work together, holding it together, sometimes, oftentimes, holding on too tight, being stuck. The Four of Pentacles is a plateau, and holding on to that plateau. Don't want to move, don't want to change, don't want to risk your Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles have to do with your security, your foundation. It's like you have enough. It's not going after something more. So in reverse, there's something about moving on from your current, whatever brings you security, letting go of that. And it's coming out with the Five of Swords in reverse. The Five of Swords upright. In most decks, this is a very narcissistic energy. It's an all-for-me energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, because sometimes it's very good for us to stand up for ourselves and go after what is right for us. But in this deck, it's a cutting away of what is unnecessary. In reverse, this can be a little bit of a rash energy, like you've just done away with it. And both of these together with this Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse, it feels like something in your greater environment maybe ended abruptly. The Five of Swords in reverse, though, can also talk about reintegrating the two parts that had been cut away. And it feels a little more like that. Holding it together, bringing it back together. Because it's in reverse. This sword is not cutting, it's bringing it back together. Now, being in your greater environment, there may be somebody or just energies. It's interesting. This Five of Swords in reverse with this Ace of Swords in reverse, like that Ace of Swords is what cut here. So something may have happened to you from your environment that severed something. And maybe you're trying to bring it back together. Whatever it was, it's kind of destabilized you and forced you to let go of something. Okay, in your new perspective, you've got the Three of Pentacles. Now that's interesting. The Three of Pentacles is upright. Now this is one pentacle less than this four, right? So I think that possibly you let go of something. You're letting go of one of these pentacles. Now these four pentacles are on the earth plane. It could be home, job, family, and spouse, or so, like one of these it looks like you've let go of. That's your current position, but you're still holding it together, these other three things. So I think your new perspective is you're willing to let go of one thing and still hold it together with the other three. Falling on top of that 10 of Wands in reverse, it's like whatever this fourth thing was is too hard. It's too much. You don't want to do it. Okay, your spark of change. 6 of Wands in reverse. This feels like let go of the idea of winning. Upright, the 6 of Wands is rising above it. Rising above, oh. I was going to say rising above these brambles, but it's in reverse. Like, this not wanting to face whatever's in these brambles, your spark of change does not come from walking away from the brambles. I think that you need to look in those brambles. It's not about moving on from the brambles. It's about dealing with the brambles. It's interesting. So your spark of change has to do with dealing with it, not just cutting it out, like is shown here in this 3 and 4 of Pentacles. I don't feel like this is another person. I feel like this is a greater part of you, of a bigger picture of what's going on here. Your best course of action, Cancer. Ooh. That's the 8 of Wands. It's upright. It says your best course of action is to seek help from your angels and guides. This is like divine inspiration coming down and hitting a bullseye. But it is definitely tied to help coming in from the divine. So your best course of action might be to ask God for help with this. Like maybe you just don't feel like you're strong enough to be able to do this thing, this whatever, this 10 of Wands, this brambles that you want to just move on from. This might be ask your higher power to help you. This also talks to me about like hitting the bullseye, exploding something, showing something, lighting it up. And it's coming out on top of the moon in reverse. So this does feel like I was saying, you know, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it feels like you need to directly face this thing. Okay, what you're going to struggle with. Daughter of Wands in reverse. Not knowing how to take action. I mean, the Daughter of Wands upright. This is an initiating passion and action energy. In reverse, what you're going to struggle with is you don't want to. That's what it feels like. I don't want to. I don't want to put the energy into this. I don't want to. I don't care. Just want to have my stability. What's tried and true, that's the Father of Pentacles. Because what you're going to struggle with is the Daughter of Wands in reverse. So either you don't know how to approach this, attack this, or whatever. It feels much more like you have no passion for it. You just don't care. You don't want to. You'd rather have 3 Pentacles and not deal with it. Okay, what needs to fall away? The 2 of Pentacles. Now the 2 of Pentacles is balancing everything in your life and making it work. Can be juggling, but juggling is more when it's in reverse. But there are 2 different things here that you're working with. And this opposition, these 2 different things that you're trying to balance, you need to stop trying to balance those 2 things. Like trying to hold on to your control in this, possibly. It doesn't feel like control. It feels like trying to get two things to work together that shouldn't be trying to work together. That's what needs to fall away. These two things tied to each other needs to fall away. It feels like juggling. And falling on top of that star, it might be juggling what you know to be true and good in the star and what is on the earth and how you're managing this. There's something about the way you're managing this that needs to fall away. Okay, the direction you need to head. Son of Wands. Wow. Now the Son of Wands is an action energy. That's interesting, coming out here with the Daughter of Wands in reverse. What you're going to struggle with is you don't want to. But your best course of action is to step into integrity and do what needs to be done. I don't have anything else to say on that. The direction to head is to step into this. It's a higher. That's interesting. It's a more mature energy. I feel like this Daughter of Wands in reverse and this Son of Wands represent these things here. Oh, that's interesting. The Daughter of Wands is an infinity symbol like that. What you're going to struggle with is maybe this does have to do with juggling, trying to make two things work, get what you want. But I think that you can't find the inspiration to do what you need to do. And the direction you need to head is to step into just doing it. This is a very swift action energy that moves when he's upright with integrity in alignment with his higher self. And that's what you are being urged to do here. And that also speaks very much to this Eight of Wands in your best course of action. It's like move forward in alignment with your higher self, with God's will. Ask for God's help. Like do this thing that you know is right. Do what's right, even if it's hard. What you're not seeing. The Ten of Pentacles. Now in this deck, the Ten of Pentacles has 9 pentacles in it. And the 10th one is way inside the middle there, like it's a seed point. And this seed point is going to bring you to a fullness, a true security. And I think this seed point comes out of doing something with integrity, something that's hard that you don't really want to do, but you know it's the right thing to do. It's going to create you a new seed point and move you even beyond this 6 of Pentacles up to the 10 of Pentacles. That's what you don't see. It's like you don't trust that that's going to happen, or especially with this Empress in reverse, you see no manifestation proof of it. I think you just don't believe it, and you have something here in your immediate environment that is the star, that is a hope to hold on to. Because what you're not seeing is that there is a seed point of manifestation for something much better than you currently have or had. This is the fullness of security. Okay, what's going to be illuminated? Temperance. Oh, well, this one wants to come out too. Now, Temperance is moderation. It's very much different than like a 5 of Swords energy. Just cut it away, just run away from it, don't want to deal with it. Temperance is a very balanced way to do it. It's the correct recipe. We've got the Hierophant in reverse coming out with it. So the correct recipe indicated by Temperance card is not too much of this, don't go to extremes. It's a little of this, a little of that, a little of that. Actually making a conscious decision on how much of all of these different things to put into the recipe. That's what's going to be illuminated, is the correct recipe in this. Now the Hierophant, interesting. Upright, the Hierophant is, it can be the institutions around us, government and courts and education systems, all of that stuff, corporations. But it's also a conduit to God. And what I said here about this Son of Wands and the Eight of Wands and the Star, I feel like it's more like that. Like in reverse, this not being a conduit to God is going to bring you back into a newfound type of balance. I mean, this actually, the Hierophant in reverse, conduit to God, not being a conduit to God because it's in reverse, may actually be the extra ingredient that's needed here in order to bring you into this actual true balance. Because Temperance is a true balance. It's a 3 to me. It's Trinity. It's not a duality. Ah, right. It's not a duality and a polarity. There is an extra piece that needs to be pulled in here. And I think it has to do with you being a conduit for God. Has something to do with that. Interesting, these are both 5s. Temperance is a 14, so that's a 5, and the Hierophant in reverse is a 5. So, talks about the extra ingredient has something to do with the Hierophant in reverse. Falling on top of the Ace of Swords in reverse, it may be that there is an untruth about how you fit into society. These two feel linked. It's like there is an untruth about something that is status quo, not status quo because it's in reverse. The Hierophant upright is the status quo. So there is something untrue about this non-status quo. You guys will have to just take that for what it is and what that means for you. But this non-status quo has something to do with the extra ingredient in this balance. Okay, the bigger picture. Daughter of Cups in reverse. That's interesting. Ooh, that one wants to come out too. 2 more. The Daughter of Cups is in initiating emotional energy, and in reverse it feels naive. And we've also got Daughter of Pentacles and the World in reverse. Okay. The Daughter of Pentacles, we've got Earth plane and Heart emotional plane. They're both in reverse. It's like they're both immature, not doing it correctly. I feel like they're tied. Wow, that's interesting. Hold on, I'll go back to that. I feel like these are the 2 energies here that need to fall away. And this is a naive, emotional, immature energy, emotional energy, and an immature money energy, earning energy, your world. There's somebody or something in your environment that is offering stability, but like I said, I'm a little concerned about it because it starts out from the Ace of Swords, like it's not quite right. And I think that what needs to fall away are these 2 immature energies. It's an immature emotional energy and an immature earth energy. And those 2 things need to fall away because this 2 of Pentacles is in what needs to fall away. What's being destroyed. Now these are coming out with the World in reverse. So I think you are reaching a moment of completion. Bringing them together. No, that would be Judgment. It's a moment of completion that's not happening. Maybe it's that you're never going to be able to reconcile these 2 things. So why try? That's why it needs to fall away. That's interesting. But the bigger picture is you're not at a completion point. It doesn't feel right. It feels like you're not going to be able to reconcile these 2 things and you need to stop trying. That's what it feels like. Wow. Falling on top of that 9 of Wands in reverse, it may just be like it's futile. Stop trying to reconcile these 2 things. It's not going to work. You can't have both of those. Something like that. Okay. The likely outcome. 2 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles in reverse and 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So I think it's like this, because we've got 5 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 2 of Swords is going inside, trying to find your answers, trying to understand these 2 different things that has to do with lack of work and being broke. The 8 of Pentacles in this deck to me is the network of people around you. Five of Pentacles is being lonely, feeling left out in the cold, feeling shunned by people around you. It's like you don't have enough. It's all awful. It feels like a self lack. Like in reverse, this feels like kind of talking about here. You're not going to be able to solve this rock bottom, this lack, this hidden, quiet, not feeling enough, not having enough, by making your world small, right? The Eight of Pentacles is in reverse. And the likely outcome is you're going to figure that out, that you can't solve this, like you can't fix this problem with that problem. And maybe that's why these two things need to fall away. You can't solve Pentacles with Cups, and you can't solve Cups with Pentacles. They're two different things. I think that's what it is. Trying to reconcile the, yep, okay, Cancer, I think that you're trying to fix a security issue by throwing something emotional at it, or vice versa. You're trying to fix an emotional issue by fixing something in the real world. That's apples and oranges, and you can't, those two things can't fix each other. It's a little like mind and heart. Like you can't rationalize away your feelings. If you're feeling hurt, you can't, it doesn't help to be like, well, I know all the reasons why this happened and blah, blah, blah. Like, that doesn't do anything to your heart. Your heart doesn't care about rational and all of that. And vice versa as well. The mind doesn't care what the heart says. The mind says, but this is right. So there's something here about trying to rationalize your earth plane with emotions, or rationalize your emotions on the earth plane. Those two things aren't going to work together. You can't balance that. Trying to make orange juice with apples is never going to work. And I think what it's talking about is you're going to come to a conclusion. You need to take a minute to like really think what you're, realize what it is that you're thinking here. Swords. That has to do with a lack and trying to feed that with your environment. Something like that. And the likely outcome is I think you are going to go inside and try and figure this out, because the Two of Swords is usually coming to an understanding for yourself of something. That's what I have for you today, Cancer. I hope that it's helped. Until next time, namaste.